Hey, Blue Collar Millionaires, it's Jonathan here. Thanks for having me again. Today, I want to teach you all about building your business credit, how to separate your business and personal credit, and why it's so important. And we're going to get right into it. What is business credit? Well, business credit is credit that is reported to the business credit bureaus, and it works almost exactly like your personal credit, only just for your business. What's some of the terminology you might hear? You might hear DMB or your Paydex score or Experian IntelliScore. These are all reporting services for business credit, kind of like Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion for personal credit. And what they're going to show is it's going to show your available trade lines, your payment history, and any outstanding balances that you still owe. Now, why does business credit matter? Okay. I see business credit promoted a lot, but I also see it promoted for things that it doesn't really do, right? You're not just ever going to operate solely on business credit, but it does play a big, big part in lending, in building the foundation of your business, and it will help you grow and scale. Okay. So what does it really do? It's going to help you receive terms from suppliers. You'll actually be able to bid on larger jobs from the government and municipalities. So certain municipalities will actually check your business credit score. And based on how well you score out, they may or may not allow you to bid on jobs of a certain size. Okay. It will separate your business and your personal credit as much as possible. I really want to focus on that because I can tell you that most mistakes I see business owners make, especially with financing, is they use their personal credit to start the business. They use the personal credit to run the business, and they think they're building business credit, and they're not. They're using personal credit cards that are reporting to them and actually lowering their credit score because it's raising your debt to income ratios. And then what happens is when you actually need business financing, let's say a line of credit or an SBA loan or equipment financing, it's much harder to get because your credit score is lower and you haven't built your business credit. And that's when a lot of people usually wind up in subpar programs like cash advances. All right. So business credit is a major piece of equipment financing and SBA loans. Before we started this, I was actually just telling Chris, every month, it seems, I have 4 to 6 SBA applications that get kicked back because of business credit. And what we have to do then is we have to spend the next 2 to 3 months working and fixing their business credit before we can actually put them through to the SBA. Those 2 to 3 months of time that's going to cost you, okay, are 2 to 3 months that you could have had the equipment that you needed or the money that you needed. And now you're 2 to 3 months behind your growth projections because you didn't build the foundation of your business, right? By the way, this also adds value to your business. If you ask anyone that wants to buy and sell businesses, would they rather have a business that has business credit and great trade lines, okay, and great relationships with their suppliers or vendors, or would they want to buy a business that's cash on delivery? Every single person is going to pick the business with terms. It makes your business more valuable. This is easy. All right. Also, it'll get you better access to better financing programs. Now, what are some common mistakes? Not building your business credit day one. I always say it's like the analogy, when's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. When's the next best time? Today. Well, building your business credit should have been done on day one. And if you haven't done it on day one, do it day today, right? It's that important. If I want you to do anything off of this training is I want you to go check your business credit score on DMB. So just go to dmb.com, pull up the legal name of your business and see what your business credit looks like and make sure you claim that. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So common mistakes, not checking your score. That's why I just said, check your score. Make certain everyone who can report is reporting. I'll get back to why this is so important in a little bit. Don't assume that all your business credit cards report. I can promise you they don't. And not setting up the 5 fundability factors right away. This is something that we constantly see, and it's so easy to fix. It's not even funny, but if you're not aware of it, you're not going to be able to fix it. Now, let's talk about why it's difficult to build your business credit. 93% of companies do not report to business credit. All right. So that means when I said your credit cards probably aren't reporting, I meant it. 93% of companies don't report. So you have to find the ones that do, and the ones that do change. this is something that you have to do actively, meaning you have to intentionally go out and build your business credit. And you have to consistently make sure it's updated. If you move, if you change emails, if you change phone numbers, if you change the website, anything that you change in your business that is listed online has to be changed on the business credit level as well. All right. And some companies don't even report consistently. So let's talk about what business credit doesn't do. And this is really what I was talking about earlier, where I say a lot of people push business credit, but they push it for the wrong reasons. It will never completely separate your business and your personal credit. How can I say that? Well, no matter how big the company is, you are still going to have a personal credit check on a line of credit or an SBA loan. Okay. The only time that wouldn't be the case is if it's a publicly traded company. It doesn't give you the ability to borrow off your EIN alone. The reason I say this, it actually can and it will. But the reason I say this, the way I say it, is most people push that it's just going to put money in your account. There are very few banks that will do this, if any. And not only doesn't it work like that, like you have to get your business credit to a level. If you wanted to do what we call corp-only credit for equipment financing, you have to be in business 7 years. You have to have, I believe it's 10 active current trade lines, and you have to have a PAYDEX score, a DMB score over 80, right? So that is when you can use it as corporate credit and corporate credit alone. And that takes at least 7 years to get there. So I don't want to tell you and advertise something, okay, that's going to take you 7 years to actually accomplish that goal. That's crazy. And just because you have great business credit, it doesn't allow your personal credit to slip. Okay. The clients I do have that have business credit, I make sure they know that, because your personal credit is going to drive everything in your personal life, and SBA loans on the business. Now let's talk about how to check and set up your business credit. One, go to dmb.com, look up your company profile, make sure all the information is accurate, and then claim it. If any of the information isn't accurate, you still have to claim it, but you have to update it right away and make those adjustments instantly. Okay. Also, making those adjustments just on DMB is not good enough. Anywhere where your business is online, you have to update all of the business information. So if you move, you change your phone number, you change your website, it all has to get updated. Now, what are the 5 fundability factors? Having an active business bank account. Okay. That's simple. I would strongly advise staying away from any of these fintech bank accounts like Novo or any of these that do not have a actual branch location that you can walk into. Okay. So if you can't walk in the bank, you shouldn't be using the bank. Next, you want a business email, not at Gmail or at AOL or Ymail. It should be, Jonathan at integratedbusinessfinancing.com. So buy the domain, get the email set up, and spend $10 or $15 a month. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-page website or a 30-page website. Next, you need a business address. It cannot be a PO box. In fact, a PO box should never be on anything related to financing. It's a high indicator of fraud. It can be home-based. So if you're running your business out of your home, you can put the home address there for the address of your business. And then business phone number. It has to be registered to the business. You can use Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. Doesn't really make a difference, but it has to be registered to the business, and it cannot be a Google voice number, because a Google number is still registered to Google no matter what. And then you need a 1-page business website that ties it all together. It has the business address, the email, and the phone number. Obviously, don't put your business bank account on the website. That'd be kind of crazy, guys. So don't list that one. All right. Now let's talk about some easy accounts that report. Okay. Like day one, you come into the foundation workshop. After we put everything together for you, we are helping you apply for these the right way. So Uline reports, Home Depot, Best Buy, Staples. Okay. All of these, and any business, if you look at what I listed there, there's not one business that can't buy things from those. Okay. Those are the easiest ones to set up. And now let's talk about how to set it up. Do not include your social anywhere. You are only applying for business credit. If you put your social on there, it's going to be tied to you personally. Use your EIN or your DMB number. Specifically ask for business credit and confirm that they report it. If they don't report it, there's no point in applying for it unless you just want them to be a vendor or supplier that gives you terms. That's the only time I tell you to do it, when it doesn't report. And then here's the method to the madness, right? Business credit kind of works a little bit like a line of credit too. The idea is you want to use it every month, pay it down in full every month. And then every 3 to 6 months, go back, ask for an increase. The more available credit you have as a business owner, the better, the stronger, the healthier your business is going to be. Notice I didn't say the more you borrow, the more you have available to you, right? I don't want you guys to go out there, do this, and then take on a ton of debt that isn't helping you, right? The idea is to have the access to it. You don't need the cash in your account. Now, how does it help with equipment finance? Well, when you go to get equipment finance, they're going to look at your business and your personal credit. The stronger, and they also look at what they call comparable debt. Comparable debt is any equipment financing you made 12 monthly payments on, right? And the reason that matters is when someone applies for equipment financing, they usually can get anywhere between 1.5 and 2 times their current comparable debt. All right. The stronger your business credit and the more comparable debt you have, the more you can borrow for equipment financing and the better rates you're going to pay. All right. Equipment financing also goes on time in business. That's why I tell you guys, do not change your time in business if possible. Right. And then it also goes off cash flow and profitability. Now, I explained comparable debt earlier, but it's any debt that was used for the business for equipment that you've made 12 monthly payments on. Okay. Best practice is anytime you sign a financing agreement, always save it. I have gotten people approved when their current comparable debt wasn't reporting properly because I was able to show the banks financing agreements that my clients were paying on that were not being reported on. All right. So make sure you save that because that can be crucial for you down the line. All right. What questions can we go over? And guys, I'll tell you right now, if you guys come to the foundation workshop, I'm having them once a month. The first one, September 21st. We're going to build your business credit for you. And then I'm going to do a one-on-one strategy session with you to show you how to hit your goals and unlock all the financing that your business will ever need.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I think everybody should take your workshop because it's probably one of the most powerful things you can have is business credit. Yeah. If you're trying to grow, which everybody inside of this blue collar millionaire community is trying to grow and scale because we're building businesses to exit, not to have lifetimes, because that's a misconception. It's great.
Yes,
it's wonderful that you're making profit, but you're building an asset. Don't get it wrong. You're building an asset, and you're going to have a stronger asset when you have an asset that has good credit. And it allows you to get loans much easier and scale much quicker when you have great credit. It's overlooked way too much. So I love that you've made this offer because this is not complicated stuff, but it can be confusing when you've never done it before. And most people have never done it before. And I remember, I'm not going to mention the firm, but anyway, I was trying to get my business credit to where I could get on a vendor program to receive lead flow through an insurance type vendor program. And I could not get on that vendor program because I didn't have any business credit, because I had not worked on that. And I'd been in business for a couple of years at this point. And when they looked up my Dun & Bradstreet, they said, it looks like you're spending about $3,500 a year, I believe was the amount. And I was like, dude, I'm spending probably $100,000 a month on supplies and whatnot. And so long story short is when I went to go start building that and get these vendors to report in, I realized the majority of the vendors that I was utilizing for supplies, they didn't report, which made me decide, do I want to stay with this vendor or do I want to stay with someone that will report? I thought my banks were reporting. I thought my credit card, because I was using it, all expenses went through it. Like it was a total learning experience. And I wasted 2 years where I could have been building credit if I'd have just had this foundational information.
I love it. And Chris, I can't tell you how many people have had that exact experience. Actually, the majority of people.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, because this is not taught anywhere else. So, I mean, you've put together an amazing program if you're going to sit here and help guide people through that process, because this will make them millions of dollars in the future because they built the foundation correctly. So, man, I appreciate your time.
Thanks. And by the way, guys, the foundation workshop, it's only $1,500, right? If you paid me to build your business credit for you, it'd be $3,000. This is a no-brainer. Get to it.
That's about what I paid the firm to build mine, was around that $3,000 mark. No, it was quoted at 5,000, and I think I ended up negotiating it down to 3,500 because I was like, man, I just don't know. And finally, he came down without me asking for a number. So I still paid more than what you offer to build business credit. It's a no-brainer. I would not be where I'm at today if I'd have had to pay cash for all of the stuff that I've purchased and leveraged debt with that allowed me to scale and produce new revenue, therefore new profits. So valuable service. Y'all hit Jonathan up. This is probably the one thing that he offers that I say everybody should take him up on.
Yes. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Brother.
Appreciate you.
All right. Take care.